Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod, back from a Christmas break. Have a good Christmas and that.
It was alright. Everyone was ill.
Brilliant.
Bar me, pretty much. So it was a little bit morbid in and around my family, if I'm honest.
No one died, did they?
No, not to that extent, but everyone was sniffling and coughing and stuff, so it wasn't exactly Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you?
Yeah, a bit of a mad one, really.
You were all over the place,
all over
weren't
the
you?
shop, and then Amsterdam, where even when I'm in Amsterdam on holiday, you still wouldn't leave me alone.
I saw that.
I'm in a bar called the Winston. Look up at the TV. Craig's on it.
I know.
You're everywhere.
I know. It's weird because we always do these little things for BT Sport. We send in a little clip or whatever at the ground if they use it. I must have sent dozens this season, but I've not got BT Sport, so I never know if they even use it. I don't know if I'm sending it to no one. It's just lying in a pile of crap. I don't know.
Well, it looks like they're being used because you seem to be on BT Sport every weekend.
It's because of Hughes out. That's the narrative,
That's
isn't
what
it?
it is.
They want the goss.
That's exactly what it is.
The gossip that is Hughes and Dyer.
Because we had a Christmas break, there's a few games to catch up on. Huddersfield first off, you went.
Yeah. Well, West Brom before that, but I mean, I don't know if we need to talk. I mean, we won.
Yeah, we won.
I feel we could have easily drawn it.
Oh, yeah,
easily
definitely.
drawn it. We were poor for it. Probably, it's weirdly, I feel it's, I could say the worst team I've seen at home this season, bar Swansea. But even though I say that with confidence, I still felt we could have drawn or even lost that on another day. So that's that one done. That was the highlight of Christmas.
Before we do move on to Huddersfield, just remembered, you might, if you're watching on YouTube, you might notice there's a different set. That's because we basically broke into the Bull Street office tonight. Ladbrokes Fan Friday, great show. Make sure you go and watch it if you don't already on it. The Ladbrokes Facebook page, 12:30 every Friday. That's why this curtain's up and we can't change it. So we've got a red background. Quite fitting though, red.
Well, yeah, it makes all the
Makes
sense
a
in the world,
difference
yeah.
from the scenic TVs or the
Bear Pit logo.
Bear Pit logo. So,
Yeah.
you know, another change. And we've got no mics, we're using the phone again. Just a shambles, isn't it, really?
It is slightly, yeah.
But then, speaking of shambles, the Huddersfield game, no, it wasn't that bad.
I felt it was that bad. All
Really?
I mean, did you
You
see?
went.
I went
I
to
watched it.
Huddersfield. Drew on all, obviously. I felt we made a team like... I mean, Huddersfield are having a good season generally, aren't they? It's not like they're right down or anything. So I was never expecting to go there and win or perform that well comfortably. But I felt we made a promoted team look far better than...
They should.
They should far better. They should have won that. They overran us in midfield. Honestly, it did feel like we were playing a top team. And I kept saying to the people I was with, we play like this against a decent side in the top six and we will get spanked. We would have got spanked. And that was proven, as it was time and time. I just thought we were average. Midfielders were... Crouch, I mean, I'm sure we'll get back onto this, but Crouch unbelievably isolated up front on his own.
Yeah.
That tactic's baffling me. Lucky to get a point. Very lucky to get to a point. I'm not being overly negative because we're in a bad run. We have to be negative and all the rest of it. But I just think we were. Another day we would draw that.
As we're speaking, I just want to check what this is because I've just had a notification on my phone. Stoke City managerial update.
Oh, God.
Let's have a look.
This would be hot off the press.
Hot off the press. Expected to earn a reprieve.
So basically, no... Well, is that suggesting they've got some insight that the board are willing to give them a little bit more time? Basically, is that...
Seems that way, Craig. And then it was on to Chelsea, where Mark Hughes rested, now infamously rested players for the Newcastle game, and it was an absolute embarrassment. Chelsea.
It was a shocker. And I'm not going to immediately jump onto the fact he rested players, because I think that's an irrelevant point. I honestly think we'd have got as battered with
the same team.
Look at Tottenham, look at Man City. I don't think it makes a difference. I really don't.
It's more about the attitude.
It's the mentality now. That's what I think the penny dropped for me over Christmas, that it doesn't matter what formation we play anymore. It really does it. The players don't seem to work hard enough for Hughes. That there's not enough effort put in. And I don't think it would have made a difference to a point if we'd have played a full-strength team with the most ideal tactics or formation in the world. I still think we got battered 4-5-6. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That could have been 10.
Oh yeah, it could have been a cricket score.
So annoying. I drove down from the north. We set off about 9ish in the morning. Rushed about. You get there, park up.
So you did an opposite day. You were in Stoke.
I was actually up north and I
game.
come down, which is because I live in London, so it was a bit unusual. But yeah, so I felt the pain more for those travelling fans on this day. So I drove all the way down, rushed about, squeezed a quick pint in, got to the seat, sat down. Here we go, goal. And it's not a case of, all right, we've conceded, we might be able to...
Third minute.
Third minute, I thought we might be able to get back into this.
2 by 8 minutes.
2 by 8 minutes. And you knew after the third minute that was it. No, not in a million years. After 9 minutes, I thought the game... I've never felt as convinced the game was done as early as that. After 9 minutes, that was it. 30 quid down the drain, gone.
Some lads that I knew, I think, left on.
Oh, there's
like
people around me. It's quite funny. This one bloke left round me. He goes, I'm going to the pub after the third, I think, about 24 minutes. 2 minutes later, he come back and said, I can't go on 27th. It's just too early. And he took his seat again. But then he went.
Then he gave it another 10.
Then he did go.
Some lads I know went in the first half, straight back to the pub.
I get that as well. I mean, you might as well get
you pay your money,
pissed.
Do what you want.
Whilst we lose, as opposed to just sober
exactly.
we lose. It was just...
Once again, I bet on the result as well. So, I'm happy to keep profiting whilst Stoke are losing, because it's one way of at least taking some joy.
Some of the edge off.
Yeah.
But it was shocking, and I'm keen to stress, because some outsiders non-Stoke fans will go, well, it's Chelsea away, well, you're going to compete. That's not the point anymore. It's the manner of these defeats, and it's the consistency of these defeats against the biggest teams, the top sides. I've lost track, Al, the amount of times we've been battered. You could reel them off, couldn't you? Tottenham about 1,000 times, Chelsea several times, Liverpool. It's just time
Arsenal.
and time and time. Arsenal, time. I mean, you keep going for ages. You just knew.
I know it's coming.
I was in the pub actually before the game with a Chelsea season ticket fan of mine, and he said, "Oh, we're a bit vulnerable. We struggle at the moment. We tend to score one, and we struggle to finish the game off." And I said with absolute confidence to him, "If you score one, you'll hit 4, 5, 6. I promise you." And he was joking. He thought I was being a bit tongue in cheek, but I said that with absolute confidence that would happen, and it was proved right. It was. I know it's Chelsea away. I know it's the champions. I know they spent billions, but it was just shit. It was gutless.
It was terrible. I was sat in a pub. Shout out Coco's Outback in Rembrandt Square, Amsterdam. That's where I was watching it, where they have all the TVs, all the games on.
You wouldn't be in there.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of coping mechanisms for misery in Amsterdam. But so we're there, and there's like 3 or 4 Chelsea fans behind us, and they were,
plastic ones.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit. They don't understand how bloody much
they are. Fans, they were cheering all sorts, and one of my mates wanted to turn around and whack one of them at one point, and then like the Stoke fans leaving from the game itself, some of my mates went, right, I'm going to get a massage.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
a nice legitimate massage.
Shit. I hope that doesn't incriminate anyone. I'm sure no one.
You've said no names.
I'm sure no one's girlfriends are listening to the podcast.
Well, they're going to number it down there. You must say
whittle it down. Yeah. We won't say anything.
Well, I put this on the agenda actually, but whilst I'm here,
massages?
No, nothing to do with that. One brief positive in the Chelsea game was the away fans.
Yeah,
they were fantastic. It felt that with every goal that we conceded, they upped the tempo and the noise and stuff, and they really they're trying to make a day out of it in any capacity. And so I'll tip my hat to the Stoke fans that day. They made a right racket, miles more than Chelsea. They were pathetic for a team that was winning 5-0. So cheers for that, because that's all we had on that day. Well done for those that travelled.
Well done travelling.
Because I wasn't one of them. I was just sat there crying.
Yeah. And then now we get on to Newcastle.
This is the nail of the nails in the coffin, it feels.
How many nails are in this coffin?
I don't know. It's just a nail coffin.
It's just full of
no wood left.
Looked like he started with a 4-4-2.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the game in a box. I was living it up.
Very posh. Yeah.
Living it up.
How was you? I've never watched Stoke at a box. At Stoke, anyway.
I think I've done it 2 or 3 times now.
Did you go outside, or did you just stay in the field?
No. You go straight in through the main entrance, up in the lift or whatever to your box, and just straight to that. And you're sitting there before the game. You have a meal.
Oh, I love that. So you had your own private meal in the thing, did you?
Yeah. Okay. Free drinks. It was a lovely meal. Chicken, leek pie, mash.
You get pies at half time, don't you?
No.
Oh, did you not?
Yeah, just teas and stuff.
That's good, that.
So that's what you do in a box. Then you spend an hour in there after, polish off as much more of the free ale as you can before they kick you out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And, so I went in the box and then sat around sort of before the game, and I was thinking, I'm really worried about today. I was really, really worried. Got a lot of mates who are Newcastle fans as well. We had one in the box with us, and True Geordie, Christian Hennage, Will N.E., all Newcastle fans. I knew it was a day where you're going to get a load of shit if you lose. And I did the accidental and very stupid thing of riling a few of them up on Twitter before the match, which looking back on was a very stupid idea in the predicament that we're in. And they came out. It was tense atmosphere as ever, and I just felt there was no drive. The big thing that stuck out for me from seeing the team sheets was Charlie Adams starting the midfield, and I'm not a big fan of Charlie whatsoever. And I do agree, offers something different. He's very good technically, and he did play fairly well.
I was gonna say I think we might disagree slightly here, but I felt he played as good as you can do in a 5-0 battle against Chelsea. And I thought he was one of our better players. I know he fucked up for the goal.
Massively fucked up for the
Massively, but I don't want to wring his neck for that. I thought he was one of our better players. He gave us some drive, something. He did. When he got the ball, the reason he made that error was because he was trying to force something, because fuck all else was happening. So I commend him for that.
But the problems he does have is he's immobile. He gave that ball away, and his attempt at chasing it back,
it was sluggish at best.
Sluggish is being kind.
But
it was like a dead body.
I put Charlie Adam very low on the list of reasons we lost against Newcastle. I really, really do.
Well, I put him as the top reason because he gave away the ball for the goal.
Kind of. I feel like we'd have lost anyway.
It might be my hatred towards the guy.
You're not a big fan, are you? But I'm
not a big fan. And I really don't like...
I'd start him
going into the year 2018 that Charlie Adams is starting central midfielder for Stoke. I feel like we should be light years past that now. We had Steven and Zonzi at the club. Why have we not replaced... Why have we not got a better centre midfield pairing? What resort has it come to?
We tried with Bula, didn't we?
Look at that. We did try, but what resort has it come to where Charlie Adam is the starting midfielder for Stoke in the year 2018?
I agree with the point that we should have moved on, but as has been proven several times, it is the Charlie Adam type of players and your John Walters that have kind of gotten out of the shit in the past, I feel. When the going gets tough and you need a bit of that grit. Mm-hmm. So I understand why he plays, and I personally play him in the next league game.
You would?
Mm-hmm, definitely, yeah. I mean, that's where's Man United away? We're going to lose now, aren't we? Let's face it. Whatever.
And I'm going to say it right now, he does it every fucking game when he plays. He did it in that game. Shot from the halfway line. 40th minute, he did it. Why does he try it it wasn't even on.
I don't know.
Nowhere near on.
I don't know. Weird.
Jamie
and daft.
Carragher said he did it. He did it in every Liverpool match he played.
Weird and daft, but I still would put that even more so way down the list of reasons why things are going tits. So I would.
A lot of people shitter, but
I wouldn't have even probably mentioned Charlie Adam, bar the mistake in the podcast. But I know your point and so I think. But
there was a few chances for Newcastle early on.
We knew the tone was set very early, didn't you? As soon as we had one or two decent chances in the first 15-20, and you just knew then we're not going to play well today. At best, we might nick a win, but play poorly. When's the last time we played well in general? I can't remember. Man United at home, maybe. You knew them.
Yeah,
you knew them.
It was very dire.
Yeah.
Lacklustre and
it was quite boring. Lumping the ball to crouch it. It's just static in it.
I remember, obviously in the box you've got Sky Sports News on in the inside. There's a lot of points where like, right, I'll go check the scores, check how our bets are doing. It was very boring first half. It was not much going on whatsoever. Newcastle probably had the best of it. Chupo was very bright.
Yeah, he's coming to a bit of form actually. I've criticised Choupo-Moting before the Christmas break, but he, with Joanne, probably looked our best player, I feel, over Christmas. He's looking quite skillful, he's quite a slick player when he gets going.
Oh yeah, good footballer. Certainly take a man on.
Yeah, he can quite gracefully as well for such a big guy.
And then we went into the second half.
We played better in the second half.
Chupo had a great chance, cut inside.
I don't know if it was a great chance. It's more a good effort because we didn't carve them open in any sense.
No, yeah, he cut inside onto.
More reflection on how poor we were. That was kind of all we were delivering. We looked a bit more solid.
Cutting onto his right, it was a good strike.
Yeah,
Darlow produced a brilliant save.
Yeah,
and then I'm not sure if what came first. Was it the Perez goal or was it the Shaq sub?
I think it was the Shaq sub because he come off in the 50th odd minute.
Yeah, so Shaq got subbed to a few boos from some people due to his.
But the thing is, were they booing the sub or the Shaq or Shaq's performance? Because I couldn't quite work it out.
I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah, I kind of agree with a bit
about
of both.
5 minutes before that, Charlie sprayed a ball which wasn't going. He wasn't going to get there.
Yeah,
but he didn't even try to get to it. If you know what I mean. I would, if I was playing, if it was me, I wouldn't try because it was an awful ball. But I think some people saw that as a bit of a lack of effort, and without him contributing much else in the game, just on the whole, he didn't look that interested.
He didn't, did it? It's so weird because he was bossing it, up until Palace, Swansea. He was bossing it, and he's gone so poor. I can't believe I'm saying this now. The past month he's been pretty anonymous, which is weird because he played phenomenal before that.
I don't know how true this is because at the end of the day, it's only one person making a call into a phone-in show, but someone rang into Radio 5 Live, a Newcastle fan who was in the Stoke end but sat near the bench. Yeah. Apparently a fan shouted at one point in the first half to Hughes, Shaq playing right back.
Yeah.
And Hughes actually shouted back saying, you go ask him if he's playing right back. Just weird things are going
I
on.
remember the moment in the second half where Crouch was picking the ball up not too far from Eric Peters in the left back position. I just thought, what the hell? Why is Crouch that deep?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
But yeah, it's worrying. And then obviously we've covered it already. But
Charlie fucked
Adam
up.
with a lazy ball,
Lazy tracking.
The winning.
Lazy marking from Cameron as well, I think it was.
Cameron had an awful game.
Was daydreaming. I mean, Perez, whatever he's called, he just drifted in. He didn't have to make a little darty, clever run to escape the mark. He just literally wandered straight forward. Cameron was looking at the ball, not the man.
It was a tap-in.
And then that was it. We had
legs.
some few decent chances.
Last 10 minutes, we went a bit gung-ho.
He was gung-ho. Well, he whacked the ball in there like a ping.
I think Juve had a good chance a few yards out.
He should have scored. I don't care how good that save was. He should have scored. Anywhere else, and that should have been a goal. Poor from Juve. Extremely poor. Juve, I'm really at the end of my tether with him now. I think he offers a lot of passion and pace, but he's not a good footballer, is he? He's not a very good footballer.
He's not technically great.
Anything he does, it has to be instinct and just done in there. He's not technically great. I'm done with Juve. I don't know where. I'm not saying sell him or sack him up. I think he warrants a position in the squad, but apparently he's on 65 grand a week. I heard.
Really?
Something stupid like that, and he's not worth it at all. Squad player at best.
And then there was also a moment where I think it was just after they scored. Newcastle fans were singing "Sacked in the Morning," and some Stoke fans joined in.
Yeah. Which I think is understandable. This was really the game that everyone circled as if he loses this one,
he's knackered.
The balance is well and truly tipped to Hughes out. That is the mantra now.
He hasn't gone anywhere yet.
No.
And at the final whistle, there was boos, there was chance of Hughes out, and there was also plenty of banners knocking about.
I've seen that banner every game I've been over Christmas. That Hughes out one.
Yeah,
just behind me at Huddersfield.
Well, there's also some men with A4 paper, what they've done at home.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that constitutes a banner, but really. We'll give him.
Cheers.
So best performance, obviously Chupo's in there. Adam, apart from his error and a few other things that I hate.
Alan was industrious as usual. Without, I don't think he created too much, Alan, but he was. He worked hard and stuff. He's performed okay over Christmas.
And I'm not sure who else we can put up there. No one's played well.
I don't know.
Tom Edwards
maybe? Solid enough, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Tom Edwards looks a lot better going forward than he does as a defender.
There was a couple of times where he took his man on, whipped a few balls in. There was a chance in the first half, whipped a great ball in. Crouch brought it down on his chest and hit it wide, but Crouch was offside.
Yeah.
So he's definitely.
I'd like to put Tom Edwards in there. I tweeted this actually after the West Brom game. How on earth has Juve been playing right back when Tom Edwards was in the squad?
There the whole time.
Bizarre that. I don't care if Tom Edwards wasn't ready. He's at least a right back. Juve playing there was just madness in hindsight when you had Tom Edwards in the squad. Now seeing him properly, he's clearly 18 talented. He throws him in at bloody Spurs away, Man City away. Bizarre.
And then Chelsea away.
Yeah, bizarre.
Well, it looks, to be fair, he's played now against Newcastle. Moving forward, that's what Spot says.
Oh, it's good. Well, we haven't got
Got to be.
We're going around.
Got to be.
And he's performed consistently.
Even if Glenn Johnson comes back fit.
Yeah.
Don't care.
That's Tom Edwards. I mean, worst case, let's just get him blooded in properly for future. Got no one else, have we?
Exactly that.
It's
the worst performers. Cameron for me.
Cameron was a bit headless.
Cameron
was
just giving the ball away. He was playing balls to no one. He was just very uncomposed. Unlike Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd been on the sauce the night before with it being New Year's Eve, but
he was. Kevin Wimmer again.
Kevin Wimmer. I really don't know. I put a tweet out. I think I've said it on here before, but Daniel Levy has had our pants down there.
I've seen a few people also say that 18 million. That doesn't. Van Dijk went for 75 million. 18 million is the going rate for an average defender. He said, no, it's not. It's a load of bollocks. That is. Load of bollocks. 80 million is a lot of money.
When
still.
Leicester got Harry Maguire for 40.
Exactly. 80 million is an absolute fortune still for any centre back. I don't care if Van Dijk's going for 200 million. 80 million is a lot of money, and he's nowhere near 18 million. I've said on this podcast several times, he's worrying me. The worry's just finished now. I'm just done. He's not doing it.
I don't think Eric Peters was doing great either.
Eric's Eric, isn't he?
He does what he dragged off, and then I think Wimmer went out to left back at one point when Peters went off.
Yeah, Crouch. I don't feel it's his fault, but Crouch up front on his own
just doesn't
is clueless. You are carrying him, aren't you? When you launch the ball, unless you get the ball to Crouch in like a half a metre radius of him, he's not going to win the ball.
Yeah,
You carry him.
It was an unlike Crouch performance. Some of his touch was off. There's a few times he gave the ball away. Times when he'd expect him to bring the ball down and do something with it. It just seemed to bounce off.
And when you lose that, you get nothing else because he's not chasing stuff. He's not quick enough. He's got to play up front with someone. He's got to. And he hasn't done once over Christmas.
And do you... Okay, so that's the best and worst. Man of the match, Chupo?
Yeah, probably.
Let's give it Chupo.
Yeah.
Easy way up. You have put into the agenda, Craig, worrying stats.
Worrying stats. I've pinched this from several sources. My brother, the Oakgate message board, the Sentinel article from Martin Smith.
Yeah. I've got one after if you don't mention it as well. Yeah.
Okay, so apparently, again, I'm quoting from the Oakgate case, this could be bullshit, but I don't know why they'd make this up. But apparently we've conceded more goals this season already than we did in all the 14-15 season, which is bonkers. That's insane, isn't it?
Just a bit.
Another one that's really worrying and very reflective of the mentality and philosophy of Hughes, I feel, is that, you probably heard this one, haven't you, but the Stoke team covered less ground than any other team in the Premiership. 108 kilometres in a game. The most...
108,000, or is it just 108?
It's like...
Oh, sorry, yeah, 100.
Collectively as a team, we covered 108 kilometres, and that was the lowest in the Premiership. Above us, you've got Leicester, 110, Newcastle, 114.
Imagine covering 108,000 kilometres in a game.
We'd win the Champions, win the World Cup with that. Liverpool, 123 kilometres covered collectively. And I just think that I saw that and thought, yeah, that makes complete sense. When I look at Mark Hughes, I don't see someone that's going to give you a kick up the arse if you don't put the effort in. And that Shaq pass, as soon as I saw that stat, I thought, yeah, that pass for Shaq, he wasn't putting it in, was he? Joe Allen's probably made up half of that because he does put the effort in. That is so worrying. And half the players arrested from Chelsea. That's really worrying. That scares me, that stat.
Shaq had a rest, comes off after 60 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I've got a stat for you.
Go on.
This is from Duncan Alexander. Mark Hughes has managed to avoid the sack over the past year. Has just been to win a Premier League game a month on average. So November 2016, 1. December 16, 1. Jan 17, 2. Feb 17, 1. March 1. April 1. May 1. August 1. September 1. October 1. November none. December 2. Jan none. So he just wins a game a month.
Just one. He just keeps his head above the water, doesn't it?
All averages out as one win a month.
Just worry. And one other one I saw was...
What happiness can we expect with one win a month?
Well, this podcast, this is what you're getting for that. Then one other stat, again, I think 24... over the past 25 Premiership seasons, the team with the worst goal difference has gone down 24 times that 25. At the moment, we're winning that by a reasonable distance. Yeah. The worst goal difference.
Another one as well is we've got the worst defence, as in goals conceded in Europe's top five of all the teams. That's above Benevento, who won the first game of the season a week or so ago. They've lost every game.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I don't know what this section, stats entertainment.
Section.
That was depressing reading, wasn't it? That was depressing.
Very depressing. Very depressing. Should have got Tom on. Should have got Tom to do a bit.
I feel like I was waiting. I genuinely didn't think we would go down for several weeks. Even in the mire of the Hughes thing, I thought we won't.
You think we could go down now?
There's 3 teams worse. And I thought we'll string 2 wins together somehow. We seem to have done it the past 2 seasons. And we'll be lower mid-table and things will settle. Yesterday rather was the straw that broke. Comes back for my concern. We're in the shit now. I'm really worried now.
Massively in the shit.
Them stats we've just said, they're not just like random out there stats that you can redeem. They're all defiant.
Oh yeah.
Worrying. I'm really worried now. Worried now.
It takes something to turn all that around.
It will, won't it? We are shipping goals for fun.
So yeah, it's very worrying. So since the weekend, here's some of the things that have happened since the weekend. Since yesterday's fucking game. First, he walked out of a Sky Sports News press conference.
Wasn't happy, was he?
Was not happy after being asked about resting the players at Chelsea.
Stormed out.
It wasn't a stormed out.
It's exaggerated.
Flip the table. Fucks off.
Although I'd have liked that, a bit of passion.
That'd have been better.
Wouldn't have minded it.
But he answered the question, and even though he knew other questions were going to be asked, he just went, "See you later."
Yeah.
So it wasn't a stormed out. It's not a stormed out I'd expect.
It was a walkout.
He flips on mics or punch a reporter, but it was a calm stormed out. But he did, in fact, and I'm not sure if it's the same press conference, but he feistily asked the journo, "What would you have done? What would you have done?" But for me, I'm not at this stage. I'm not sure if that's a genuine question. He's after pointers.
Yeah,
because of how bad he's been.
I know.
It does seem to me that he is just losing his head a little bit. I think the pressure's getting to him now.
It has to get to him.
Pressure's
It
really
has to
big,
get.
so-
He's got to acknowledge. But despite that, he still seems very blasé. I feel with a lot of press conferences. What was his quote? I'm the only man for the job, or the right man for the job.
He said,
It's still I can sort it or
he
whatever.
said, someone asked him, "Yeah, you're still the man for the job." He said, "Absolutely. Why wouldn't I be?"
He's got to. I mean, of course, he's not going to come out and say no.
There's a massive arrogance about the man.
But he's got to. Them stats we're just reading off, especially the goals conceded one. He's got to acknowledge that is shocking. He's got to look at that and think, what is going wrong? What is going wrong with us?
Massively. Matty Evers came out and said Hughes done a decent job early on at Stoke, taking over TP, so you have to commend him for that. However, it seems from the manager up to the board, there isn't a realisation of the trouble the club are in. Time for a change. It seems so obvious to everyone outside of Stoke, I think.
I mean, you again, the board aren't going to come out and go, this is shit, he's got to go. I mean, I get the impression now the board are looking for the right man, but doing it discreetly. Because, again, if they can't find the right man and they have to stick with Hughes, they don't want to tell the world they're looking for someone openly.
Yeah,
so they'd have to go back on that.
So let's run through the media different takes that have happened today. So John Percy says options are being considered. So that's must be looking for other managers, etc. Sky said Stoke are considering Mark Hughes' future.
Yeah.
And some others, I think it might have been not the Telegraph, maybe the Mail, a couple of us, said that they plan to stick with him due to no other options, no other viable options.
Better the devil you know scenario.
Yeah.
I feel we're in a very fortunate position. I obviously would want to do well in the FA Cup, but I feel like we've got a 2-week break now just for the board to do this carefully and not rush. Obviously, you want to get it in as soon as possible. You don't want to piss them out for too long. But I feel like we've got a 2-week window to the board have to really do this carefully and not rush a decision. Do you know what I mean? With a little bit of time to take this decision and make it properly.
It's a big decision. Some people have rumoured that there's been crisis talks today. They've met with Mark Hughes and they would have had a chat about what they're doing.
Yeah.
I feel like if he was to have gone, it'd have happened by now.
Probably.
I know that the Coventry...
But again, would it? Because if we've not got the man to replace him, you've nothing to announce it.
Yeah, I suppose the Coventry press conference is on Thursday.
Yeah.
A Sky Sports journalist tweeted that Stoke said Mark could be taking that as normal on Thursday, but then he swiftly deleted his tweet.
Did he?
Got a screenshot of it though. It's on the Bear Pit page.
That's
so,
good.
You know, it's there. But it was deleted.
I'm of the opinion now that the board would have or will sack him if they get the right man in. I don't think they've got put any more faith in him now, but they've got to be subtle with how they approach the next man.
You know what worries me is that if reports to be believed, they are now considering or are now looking at options. Why are there not options ready? We've been in the shit for a while.
I think they would have done. I think they would have done behind closed doors, but now they're probably stepping up the search a bit of a pace.
Well, he needs to pick up some pace.
But I was with the philosophy after the West Brom win. Better the devil you know. I really thought, look, let's just get over the line this season. I thought we would, and then we'll look where we've got time and space in the summer. I don't think we've got time to do that now. I'm not saying panic, get someone in at all, because I'm as scared about appointing the wrong man almost as much as I am about sacking Hughes. That petrifies me, that decision. We can't fuck that up, because if we get someone in, like I've seen a few silly rumours like Steve McLaren, we are knackered. I'd rather Hughes than a lot of managers out there.
Anyone who's believed that Steve McLaren one needs it's from an account with 20,000 followers and they can't even get news in the handle. So you know, I think we're okay on that one.
Yeah, but point is, I would genuinely rather if Hughes remained than the wrong decision.
If Steve McLaren comes in, I'm off to support Wigan.
Oh yeah,
telling you now.
Wigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the lads at work supports Wigan.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got an affiliation for the Ticks now.
Have you?
And they're going to get promoted.
Don't like
nice little promotion party.
Like Wigan.
A
separate note.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm going to support Wigan if we get Steve McLaren, but it's not happening. So we're safe. We're safe.
What's next on the agenda? Are we going to do potential candidates? Is that down there or?
We can do that. Agenda? I know it's one of the things that Tom Farrow mentioned on your tweet. Rowett.
He did, didn't he?
Rowett. My mind's gone blank.
Have a look.
Let's have a look.
Rodgers,
if he'd come. Do you know what? It's not as rosy as it was at Celtic now. No, they've lost a game, so they've not got that streak anymore. They'll probably go on and win the league.
Well,
anyway,
they definitely will. Yeah,
but it's not all it was. Maybe we could tempt Rodgers.
Maybe.
So Tom said Rodgers, Rowett, Coman, Bilic, Potter, Schmidt, and Tuchel and Enrique if you won't get carried away.
There's a little handful of candidates I'd be pleased to come in.
Rodgers
definitely.
Rowett would be a gamble.
Rowett would be a gamble I wouldn't want to take. People seem to be really reluctant for this next candidate, but he's probably my number one. He's still Martin O'Neill. People that listen to this comment, why is that such a bad appointment? Bar Sunderland, who are an infected club that everyone struggles at. His record in club management is amazing.
Villa,
it is.
Leicester.
Villa, he almost got to the Champions League somehow. A few seasons later, they went down. Leicester, brilliant. I don't really know why people have got it in for Martin O'Neill. What he's done with Ireland's amazing. To get the Irish team to the knockouts of Euros is phenomenal. I think Roy Keane come with him be good. I don't.
Oh, that's do you know what? I love Roy Keane.
That. I don't understand the stick for Martin O'Neill. All day long, I'd have him. All day long.
I'd take him now. Take him now. And I'd even as much as I have a personal running feud with Roy Keane, I do like the big shit house.
I think we need that. We need that sort of like kick up the arse mentality because it's not coming from Hughes and Bowen and all that. But yeah, Martin O'Neill, yeah. Rodgers, yeah. Michael O'Neill, Northern Ireland, maybe. Nah. He's not done enough in club management that convinces me, although he has done a phenomenal job with Northern Ireland. That is
Coman?
A miracle. Yeah, he's had a bad time this year at Everton, but bar that, he's done very well in England.
I'd say no.
Probably not. I think...
Potter?
It's such a risk, isn't it?
Ostersund's manager.
It's such a
risk. They'll
risk.
face Arsenal in the Europa League, got them promoted. I think it is a risk. I think it's a job too soon for him.
I think if we were in the summer...
If we went down to the Championship, I'd take him.
Yeah, maybe, but I keep looking back at Solskjaer, who got some team in Norway to the top division, and he had to go at Cardiff in a similar submission. He went tits up. I wouldn't want to risk that with
Roger Schmidt.
I don't know enough.
Ex-Leverkusen manager, plays nice football. I'd probably take him. Tuchel and Enrique are obviously both yeses, but we're not getting...
Who's your number one then? If you
number one
realistically,
Rodgers.
Number one, yeah, he's a strong number two for me. I think after Martin O'Neill, whether we could tempt it, I think his station will be above Stoke now.
Who?
Rodgers.
Yeah.
I feel like he'll be looking at upper mid.
I think it is. I think he could bide his time and get someone a bit bigger.
Sean Dykes is again.
He's way too
probably
above us now.
I mean, I
wanted him in the summer. No one would listen to me.
No one listened, would they?
No one would fucking listen.
If we get Martin O'Neill, I feel very reassured.
Okay.
Really would.
Well, let's see what happens. As it stands, we've still got a manager.
Mr. Mark Hughes.
Another question. Some people have asked us to sort of cover this. At what point, or is it already, do you bring Scholes, Cartwright and Coates into all of this? When is some of the blame lying with them?
I really struggle to ever bring Coates into this because we'd be in League One without him. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the low reaches.
We owe the man a lot.
Or worse. Or maybe even bust.
We
could be doing a Coventry. We could be doing a... So I don't bring Coates into it. Not for many a season. I really, really don't. And then I don't really know how culpable Scholes would be. I don't know how influential he will be on... Ultimately, it's going to be Coates' call, is it?
It'd be down to both of them in the end. But Scholes, obviously, the day-to-day running the club, the matchday experience, does the majority of the signings with Cartwright. He is responsible for a lot. He's not responsible for so much what happens on the pitch, but he ultimately assists in what is on the pitch.
I tell you what I do with Cartwright, especially, is he like head of recruitment or something like that?
Technical director.
I tell you what I do say with Cartwright.
So he was the one who brought Mbula in.
Exactly. Mbula, Vimmer, Berahino. That's where I put a lot of blame. That's 50 million quid. All three have no impact at the moment.
One thing that gets me with Cartwright and Scholes to a degree is we've upgraded so much as a club, but at the end of the day they're the same people. I'm all for people upgrading the roles that they do and becoming something else. I think Scholes started off as one of the financial people at Stoke, and then went into the job that he does now. Cartwright was an ex-player whose career was cut short. He managed League Town, that was it. And then, coming as technical director. I'm not sure why these positions have never been strengthened at the club, why we've never brought in someone else to take us even further. I don't know how much we can expect one person to take us through the divisions and expect that person to be able to grow us not as a club, as a brand, to take us next level. I don't see that happening.
I know your point to a point, but we have gone from Championship to established Premiership team. I mean, it was all going to plan. I couldn't really question Scholes or Cartwright up until last season.
Scholes.
But
there's a lot. There's a lot.
What more should he have done?
No, around the club, there's a lot of things I hate. Like, that just Stoke are stuck in the fucking 90s still. You can't pay on card anywhere. Wi-Fi or at the ground.
But on the pitch, we were doing the job, weren't we?
The car park, the fan experience. There's no fan zone. The social media, the marketing. I look at Stoke and I know there's so many things.
I agree with all them points, but on a wider issue, when you look at what we're doing on the pitch up until last season, going to plan, wasn't it?
Sort
when
of.
Coates come back at the club, get up, establish yourself, tick, tick, tick. But it's gone tits up this last 18 months. Question all you like from that point and get contactless payment.
Fucking just do something. Even in the box at the weekend, I've got no cash. I've just come back from Amsterdam. I've got euros. I had to tip the lovely waitress who served us in euros. I said, I hope you're going on holiday soon. Here's some euros.
Yeah.
But it just pisses me off. Why haven't we got card machines? Why can't we? We're a Premier League fucking club.
I don't know.
Anyway, these are just some of the irks and things that pain me. And at the end of the day, I do think Mr. Tony Scholes is a bit of a penny pincher.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, perhaps.
Fair play, they got us in the Premier League, they got us where we are now, all three of them.
I just hope that behind the scenes we've been active, as you were saying a moment ago, we've been active in subtly approaching potential candidates. I hope we've not just panicked now and go, shit. Do you know what I mean? There should have been something happening in the background to subtly line up a replacement.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I don't know how much blame we can lie with the members of the board, etc. But at the end of the day, it is their decision. I can almost put a cross against them now for not doing it in the summer. Maybe
you said it. You did say it a lot. I still know why I was sticking with Hughes in the summer completely.
If it ultimately ends with Mark Hughes being sacked, it goes after next game, whatever, goes this week. That's a mark against them. They should have done it in the summer, and there'd have been a wealth of candidates available.
Yeah,
and that'll be a mark down. While we are speaking on candidates, I've got an interesting one for you. What I've just thought of. What about Andre Villas-Boas?
He's bloody rally driving and in China or something.
No, Dakar Rally. It's finished now. It's finished.
No, I'm not having that. He did nothing at Chelsea, nothing at Tottenham. He went to Germany, did he?
No, he went to Russia to Zenit St. Petersburg. He's just
a name.
Won the league there.
Yeah.
Did okay with Tottenham. Got them into Champions League, I think.
No, I think they finished 5th, didn't they?
It was when Gareth Bale had a stormer. He made Gareth Bale, basically.
Yeah, they did. No, I'm not having that.
Okay, we'll leave Villas-Boas off the list. Lastly, before we go on to the people's questions, a news story that's broken today. There was a rumour of it a few weeks ago as well, but it's been made ever so more concrete today. As West Ham inquired about Joe Allen, rejected.
No.
He's
the only player running at the moment. No.
Well, yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
Stoke have apparently said
now.
He's not for sale at any cost.
So what I'm worried about is Jack Butland. His head could be turned this January because I don't know what Gareth Southgate's thinking now, but he's shipping goals left, right, and centre. I appreciate it's not, that down to him in a complete sense.
Yeah.
But I think his number one place
is at risk.
Is really at risk now, and if he gets a decent offer of 13 football somewhere else, I think he might push that through, and I almost don't blame him. So I'm a bit worried about that.
Yeah, definitely. And whilst we're on that, I did put it in the agenda, but I skipped past it. But we'll go on to it while I'm talking about Jack Butland. Can people stop calling out players on Twitter? Please stop fucking doing this. It's a joke. Why would you go after one of your own players after performances and for nothing as well? For absolutely nothing. I'm not going to name it.
Was it towards Jack Butland?
Towards Jack Butland.
I'm not a good game yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say the handle of the person. They know who they are if they do listen. People who might have seen the tweet will have seen it. But just stop fucking doing that. Just stop doing that. Why would you ever tag a player in any criticisms? Why? Jack Butland is keeping us even further out the shit, and we want him as long as possible. People tweeting him abuse, his own fans, that's not going to help. That's not going to help the situation in any sort of way whatsoever. Jack even had to put out a tweet after it, and the guy eventually apologised, and Jack accepted it, but just, keep your heads.
I don't know. People are just reactive, aren't they, to something, but it's ridiculous. Don't
keep your heads. Don't go tweeting.
Not our best player.
Yeah. Don't go tweeting.
If you're going to do it to anyone, do it to Vimmer.
Do it to Mark Hughes' imaginary account. because, you know, it doesn't exist. Just tweet at Mark Hughes. He'll never get it. He isn't on Twitter. And by the way, don't go anywhere near Mark Hughes' daughter either, because people were doing that as well. So fuck it off. Stop tweeting people, players, relations. Just stop doing that. Just get off Twitter and just have a pint. Fuck me. Just stop being such a saddo.
Well said.
Basically.
Well said.
Right, let's get on to the people's questions.
This is going to be...
This is interesting.
Happy, is it?
Yeah, interesting. Let's have a look. SCFC Related said, who are the other two teams joining us in the Championship?
Swansea and West Brom will be going down, I feel. I know they got a good result at Watford, but Swansea looked horrendous when we played them. I feel them too, definitely.
Scotto, new manager. Can we get Mooney, Bojan and Mbula back?
That'd be so interesting, wouldn't it?
Would be interesting.
That'd be so
if a new manager came in, if he could get the best out of him.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
It'd be brilliant to see.
Because Rodgers, you could really imagine him getting the boast out.
100%, especially Bojan.
Yeah.
And you know, if we didn't mention it before. Rodgers comes back as well. He definitely knows and loves Joe Allen.
Little Joe Allen, yeah.
Little Joe. Judd at 25. Would you consider endorsing a fans boycott if he is still in charge at the next home game?
No, I can't be asked that sort of stuff.
I can't. Yeah, no. We're not going to.
The last thing we need is fans not turning up and fill your boots at full time to a point, but during the game, I think you need to stick with it. I mean, what good's he going to do during the game? I thoroughly think that. So no, I've been that.
Jamie Elk says, I rarely have oatcakes. Could you suggest some of your favourite fillings for me to try?
I had oatcakes on Saturday morning for the Chelsea game.
Did you?
Cheese, baked beans, and brown sauce. Lovely.
I'm not a massive fan of oatcakes.
You know, I don't eat them enough. I really enjoy them. I don't eat them enough.
Only because I think my mum, I had them for tea every other night when I was a kid. And
Did you?
Just grown to hate them. If I did, what I'd have on a sandwich, which I'd probably put into an oatcake, is bacon and beans.
Yeah, it's classic.
It's messy, but it's good.
It's nice.
Let's have a look. Nathan S. says, I've started to agree with Craig. I think Martin O'Neill would be a good replacement. Do you think if he came with Roy Keane would be able to bring back our aggression like we used to have?
That's the question of the week for me, because he's agreed with me.
He's agreed with
I like that. Yeah, we said it before, didn't we? I think we need a kick up the arse because it's coming from nowhere else. I think they've got this kind of good cop, bad cop thing going.
They've definitely got that.
Nailed to a T. I'd love to see him at Stoke. I really would. I'd be so buoyed by that. I really, really would. Yes and yes. Get him in. Get him in. Because the thing with Martin O'Neill is he's done a Euros. They narrowly missed out. Well, I say narrowly. They got to playoff. Fair play. They missed out on the World Cup. There's only so much more I feel he can do at Ireland now. Does he want to go to another Euros? The next World Cup's in 4 years. Is he going to stick that for 4 years? For me, I think there's a lot to tempt him with. I really do.
I don't know what his contract's like with Ireland. I'm not sure how much or how long it's for.
I feel like he's had a good stab at that and he's done well there.
Yeah, got them to the
international
Euros,
football. There's a ceiling you hit quickly in international football. Teams like Ireland, England, and whatever.
Wales and Ireland knocked themselves out, didn't they?
Yeah,
each other out.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Nathan Cottrell says, "How true is this link with Steve McLaren? Absolute bull, I think."
I fucking hope so. I hope so.
Paul Salt number 9 says, "Did you get any socks for Christmas?"
I swear I did.
I didn't.
Any socks? I got some boxes.
I got myself some boxes.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got some boxes. Yeah.
What else have we got? Ben Cotton says, "Give it Beresford till the end of the season."
Good shit. No, you don't want that. Don't want that.
Let's have a look at some more. No. Steve Turnbull says, Hughes brought in progress to the club from mid-table to top half. We're now watching grim football, sideways passing from 20 minutes on end, no attacking threat in the relegation zone. We're not in the relegation zone, I'll just caveat that. He's also
could be by the end tonight, though.
Could be. He's also wasted millions on bad players. These players are his signings and they have failed. I don't enjoy watching this style of football, and the fight and grit we had is gone. Empty seats yesterday, everywhere, even before kick-off.
Good fouls and short.
Thank you for your efforts, Mark. It's time to go.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy summed it well on it.
Pretty much. Erin Wilson says, is there any truth the board will only accept another English manager because that really seems to shoot us in the foot? And another people have mentioned this as well. Why are they so focused on a British manager?
Yeah, when he says English, I assume he means British.
Yeah.
Because Pulis and Hughes obviously Welsh. On
that note as well, Pulis gave a parting shot as well before he took the Middlesbrough job.
Did he?
We actually inquired.
Did he?
We inquired about his availability.
Oh, I didn't know that. He loves it, doesn't he, Pulis?
He loves it.
He's love to hate him.
But yeah, I don't know why we're focusing on British manager because there's so many good foreign managers.
I'm always concerned about. I know there's been good examples of a foreign manager coming in, but it scares me to get some random manager that doesn't know the Premier League. It really does. I understand why coach does that, and I kind of agree with it a little bit. I'm being very kind of narrow-minded by the unknown scares me, Al.
Does it?
It does, yeah. So I'd like to kind of, I don't know, I'd like to see a British manager come in that's managed in the Premier League. Just because of the predicament we're in at the moment, we haven't got the opportunity to try something fancy now. I think we need to be quite realistic about our approach to the scrap we're in.
Agreed. Alan Brenton says his mum might be prepared to make herself available. Can't be... Oh my God. I apologise, Alan Brenton and all the listeners. I only just started reading this one and I've just got midway through. Oh,
is it, can you speak... I don't know. I'm intrigued to know what this is, but is it not suitable for this podcast?
No, I'll say it. Alan Brenton's wrote it and thoughts with you, Alan. My mum might be prepared to make herself available. Can't be worse, in brackets, even though she's dead, and at least she's cheap.
You know what? If
he's hit a new low.
If he's happy to make that joke, we'll go with it because
we've hit a new low on this podcast.
Yeah,
lower than Stoke's league position.
Yeah, but yeah, fine. If he's happy to make the joke.
Cheers for that, Alan. Hope you had a brilliant Christmas and New Year. I was going to say let's end the questions there. We can't top that.
Yeah.
And Richard, we've gone. Well, there's a few more.
We can't end on that one. Let's have one more.
Richard Charrington, when should the Christmas tree come down? Before or after New Year's Day?
Good question.
End of Boxing Day.
Do you think?
End of Boxing Day.
Get into New Year. Ours is still up now.
Christmas is done. 27th.
I know. Done. On a further note, should radio stop playing Christmas songs post Christmas Day? It feels very weird hearing one after Boxing Day.
To me, it's all done 27th.
Is it?
All done. Christmas is over. Christmas ends.
I like to keep the tree up to the New Year. Well, the 1st or the 2nd anyway.
You weird, Craig. It's finished on the 20th. It's finished by... 26th is the last day of Christmas, Boxing Day. That's it.
Okay,
done.
Fair enough.
Done. Let's have a look at some more. So Carl Morris says, Mark Hughes' summer spending position versus finished league position. Right, so 13th, 14th, we were 17th for most spent, finished 9th. Mm-hmm. 14th, 15th, 20th, finished 9th. So bottom for spending. 15th, 16th, 16th, finished 9th.
Yeah.
16th, 17th, last, bottom, finished 13th. This season, bottom, finished. We're currently 16th.
You know what, we
says this has been coming, says Carl.
We wheeled out the negative stats criticising Hughes and the team. If we're going to briefly be kind to him, he's done well, hasn't he? When you look at them stats, he's done well.
With what he's had to spend.
Really, hasn't he? Let's be honest. I mean, we're not expecting any miracles. We have been in the division for a decade where you'd like to think it would be a gradual progression, but yeah, if Hughes went tomorrow, I would reflect on his time positively, generally, because it has been good, hasn't it? But it's just gone tits up these last 18 months.
Yeah, it's gone pretty
I can't really put my finger on it, but it has.
Carlo Blazer says, sack Hughes tonight, please. It's not in our hands.
It's not.
If it was, I would, but it's literally not. Christopher William Clow says, how are players on loan getting on? Bojan and Bula and Meneza. Meneza and Bojan are playing regularly. I don't think they've tore up many trees. Bojan scored a few weeks back, maybe a month back. They're just doing the job.
Bula's not doing it.
Bula's not doing it. I don't think he's even getting near the side.
I think I heard he got booed off in one.
Yeah,
when he was subbed.
It's really not happening for him anywhere.
No.
Really. Meneza had a famous, historic win with Girona, beating Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the highlight of his season so far.
Yeah.
Possibly his career. Maybe.
But
yeah, that's how the loanees are doing. And lastly, we'll finish off with... Where's it gone? I saw it. It was a good one. Mitchell Andrews says, are gloves hand-shaped socks or are socks foot-shaped gloves?
What? Say that again. What?
Are gloves hand-shaped socks or are socks foot-shaped gloves?
I can't... What's the answer to that? I can't get my head around that.
I don't know.
The first one, I think.
Yeah, we'll say that.
You just got a tweet through that said managerial update out, by the way.
Did I?
From the Sentinel, I think it was.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's the same one we saw earlier.
Let's have a look.
Have a
live. Oh no, it's just a repeat of the one.
It's the same one, is it? Okay, fine.
It's the same one.
Fine.
Nice to see you're on it. You're on it, Craig.
Yeah, I saw that flash up.
So that's people's questions. Favourite question? You're going with the Martin O'Neill one, aren't you?
Yeah, I like that. I also like to say Beresford for managers, whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to go
ridiculous, but
with the Alan Brenton. Thoughts with you and your family, Alan, at Christmas.
Yeah.
And that comment has cracked me up, even though it's quite dark. It has cracked me up. So we now get on to this weekend.
I'm quite frustrated we got the FA Cup because you want a quick... I know I said earlier on it's nice to have this little reprieve from we can get things settled, but you want to amend things quickly. And now we've got Man United after Coventry. And then I think it's Huddersfield. So it's 3 weeks away until our next, in my view, winnable league game. That's so depressing that we can't amend this properly. We're going to lose at Man United. We really are. I'm sorry to be so pessimistic, but we will.
I had a few mates who I was with on at the game at the weekend saying they don't even want to be in the FA Cup. We need to focus on the league now. Do you have that same view, or do you think still go for the cup run?
Oh, of course, yeah. What else are we going to lose it? Yeah, you have to go for it. I appreciate you want to focus on the league, but it's not like we're cast adrift at the bottom, is it? You have to go for that, build up the confidence and all the rest of it. But
at the end of the day, they're a League Two side. They are chasing promotion.
I mean, we've struggled again. Was it Luton Town a few years ago? They took us to penalties. Surely not.
I don't know. How weakened of a side do you go?
I think you go for something similar to Chelsea away. Berahino to start. You know what? I thought Berahino played well against Chelsea. He missed a decent chance. Yeah, hold my hands up. He's a goal scorer. I thought he held the ball up miles better than Juve has been, and he was miles more mobile than Crouch has been. I thought he did all right. I thought he did all right-ish against Newcastle as well. Start Berahino, same team as Chelsea roughly. Surely not. Got to win that.
Let's see. Excuse. I think it could be quite similar. Timmins, your Adam, maybe your Edwards.
Yeah.
Afellay should be in there. Fletcher will probably come back in the side, maybe.
Berahino,
Sobby back in.
Yeah.
Chupo, maybe.
Probably resting, will he? Bring him on if it's going tits up, but
definitely Grant in goal.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I think we've just got the team close there, but Craig will still be doing his predicted 11 video at the weekend, and I think that's it.
It is, isn't it? Well, that was depressing.
That was a depressing podcast.
Come back from work, we've done that, and that was morbid. Is you alright? But that's the reality.
As morbid as your Christmas.
Well, Christmas for me is obviously about Christmas and all that, but it's about Stoke.
Did you say crisps?
Christmas is generally about the Christmas
said it's about
festivities
crisps.
and all that. No. But following Stoke is such a big part of the Christmas holidays for me. Boxing Day is the game I always circle. It's always a laugh.
I'm gutted it's over because there's football every day. The darts, Christmas is brilliant. I mean, the darts is brilliant for me as well. Christmas ends when the darts finished. Yeah. Not finished last night.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
That's Christmas.
Taylor lost.
Everything over then.
Taylor
lost.
Yeah, Christmas was...
Shout out Phil.
Well, he's getting a lot of stick, isn't he?
Nah, to be fair, I was cheering him on.
He's getting a lot of stick.
He's from Stoke.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Maybe won't you get back his hotel room quick and watch Stoke lose on Match of the Day? Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
I didn't know this. Did you know he apparently got a plaque of his name at the ground?
Stoke?
In the Delilah?
Why?
Not sure.
That's bizarre. I've seen him down Stoke a few times. I remember sitting near him at Gillingham away in the FA Cup years ago.
A lot of these Vale fans say the Vale fans and they go Stoke. Robbie Williams and his dad exactly the same.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Well, he had a bloody box at Chelsea, didn't he, Williams?
Yeah, they all love Stoke, really. So that's been the Bear Pit Pod.
Depressing Bear
Pit Pod. Make sure you give us a like on SoundCloud, YouTube, Acast, iTunes, wherever you're listening. Leave us a 5-star review if you can. It's the 2018. Some big things are coming for the Bear Pit, and hopefully you'll all stick with us for the year.
And one comment I'd like for people to comment on the thing is, if there are any people that truly feel Hughes should stay, tell us why. Because I'm intrigued to know where the backing is. Is there anyone out there? And give us your reasoning why.
There's many. And thank you all for sticking with us in 2017. That has been the Bear Pit Pod, and we'll see you next week.